coming to you from my home studio in Sun City, Arizona. And today I have a request or a need. Yes, I need your help. What's the name of this tune? I forgot. I heard it on lots of jukeboxes when I was growing up in Wisconsin back in the 1960s, and I have no idea. It was probably a Chicago Polish band, because I remember lots of trumpet players, and it was a vocal tune. But anyhow, I don't remember, so please let me know. All right, so today I'm playing on the Roland FR8X, and I want to talk about the difference in the Dale Mathis turn-on set versus what you get from Roland. So first of all, just bring you in here a little bit just to show you what I did for today's song. I just used one accordion registration. This is number 12 on the turn-on set, and it sounds like this. And I've actually called it Polka because it's got just a slight little bit of musette to it, and it's got a bunch of reeds playing. And it works out very well for a lot of American polka sound. I'm sure that the Yankovic and the, or I should say Slovenian and Polish groups would find that a very useful sound. And then when I hit the palm bar, there I've got stereo trumpets playing. So if you listen to this video with stereo headphones on, you'll actually hear the separation. I've got one trumpet playing over here and another trumpet playing over here. So so that you can hear the difference. There's one. Here's the other one. So they each have a different tonality, and then when you bring them together, so anyhow, that's Dale Mathis programming for you. So now, what I want to do is I'm going to take you to the standard Roland turn-on accordion sound. It's called concerto set. And what I want to talk about is the difference in the Dale Mathis programming as far as use of valuable space on your accordion 14 registrations. So here we go. We're going to go in here, and I'm going to use the set button to switch this to concerto. And so concerto is the standard group of sounds that you get when you get an accordion directly from Roland out of the box. So when we hit register number 1, whoops, we're still on. Hang on a second here. Got to put accordion sounds on. Okay, so we got a bassoon. Number 3. Number 5. What I'm trying to point out is how little difference there is in all 5 of those registrations. So let's do it again. Here's number 1. Here's number 2. Here's number 3. Number 4. So, I mean, can an audience really tell the difference in the sound between number 3 and number 4? Here's number 5. Here's number 6. Here's 7. Okay, so there we changed to an 8-foot setting. So the first 6 are 16-foot settings. So we're on 7. Here's 8. That's the master. Here's 9. We're back to an 8-foot setting. And so let's listen to 7. And here's 9. I mean, can you actually hear the difference? There's almost none. Here's 10. Here's 11. So there we've got a little bit more musette. This is 12. Here's 13. And here's 14. That's going to be a piccolo. So this is what I'm trying to point out, is that because in a standard, this is set up to mimic a standard acoustic accordion, and so all 37 of the Roland sets are set up this way. And the problem that I see with that from a performance standpoint is that you've got these 14 registers, but really, what, 3 of them, 4 of them maybe, sound different from each other to an audience. So now we're going to take you into the Dale Mathis turn-on set. So just back this up to get into Dale Mathis. All right, so here's register number 1. It's a bassoon. Here it's a lot fuller and fatter than the Roland turn-on. Here is number 2. So if you listen to 1, here's 2. So that's a bandoneon. Here's number 3. So basically what I did is made that a fun sound by putting an echo onto it. And I can exaggerate it by doing this. Or make it really crazy. Okay, so let's not get carried away here. Here's number 4. So our Italian musette. Here's the French musette. And I mean, you can definitely hear a difference. Here's number 6. I did this one very bright for some of the polka players out there. And then here is, in number 7, is a sound that's impossible to do on an acoustic accordion because it's a 16-foot musette. Here's the master. So I chose the voicing for the master for the Dale Mathis turn-on because it's a little bit richer than a dry accordion. And you know, I'm addressing a lot of different type of players in the US. People who like big band music, people who like polka music, people who like just general old pop songs. And so I needed a master that could blend with a lot of different styles. So that's why I chose that voicing. All right, so let's go on here. Here is the master again. Here's my number 9. This is a really thick bassoon voice. And it's like another thing that you won't find on a standard Roland voice or set is 2 bassoons. This one's really thick. Here's the number 1. They're actually from 2 different reed sets. It's another thing you can't do on an acoustic accordion. So here's my number 9. Number 10, it's a musette, but very slight musette at the 16. Here's a thicker musette. Go back to the 10. Here's number 11. So that is a dry tune, and it is a wide range of different reed sets. It goes all the way from a 16-foot reed all the way up to a 2 2/3 foot reed. Again, nice for doing jazz type things. Okay, so here's number 12. That's the voice that I used today for this Polish tune. It's got a nice bite to it. And it took me a lot of hours to come up with that one. All right, so now here's two really beautiful voices that I like on the accordion. Number 13 is this really fat, thick musette. Number 14, it's the same voice, but I take it up an octave. So it's just using wise use of the valuable space that you have there for those 14 registers. So this is only available, of course, in the Dale Mathis programming, and you purchase these accordions now from Craft Music in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. When I knew that Donna Thomas, actually I've known for 2 years that she was going to retire, and so I started to decide, well, what do I want to do with my program? And yes, I do want to continue, and I wanted to. No, I did not want to buy out Donna's store because I've owned retail stores for 40 years, and so that was enough of that. But I looked for another partner, and after checking with numerous outlets around the U.S., I finally decided to go with Craft Music up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for a number of reasons. One, they've got the financial resources to support handling. You know, you've got to stock between 16 and 30 accordions, Roland accordions in stock all the time to be able to handle the amount of instruments that we're selling. So that was the first thing. Not a lot of shops can do that. And in addition to all the other hundreds, I think thousands of items they sell, because they sell just all kinds of stuff. They're a Hammond organ dealer, they're a Yamaha piano dealer. In the digital lines, the Clavinova and all those hybrid pianos that they sell, and a lot of guitar products, a lot of PA type stuff, you know, public address, and a lot of amplifiers, and just a whole variety of things. So they had the financial means to handle another product line. And then, of course, they've got some very friendly folks there, so that when you call them up, you can actually understand what they're talking about, and they understand what you're talking about. So, and, you know, that's the reason why I went with Craft Music in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So that's where all the Dale Mathis accordions are coming from now. So if you're ready for your very own, or if you want to talk all things accordion, please give me a phone call. Here is my phone number, and the DaleMathisAccordion.com website has just all kinds of valuable information. And finally, if you know the name of this song, please go to DaleMathisAccordion.com, and on the comments tab, click on that and let me know what the name of the song is. That note will get to me. So thanks so much for watching today. We'll see you again next time. I think this is video number 1199. So if I do a video tomorrow, it's going to be number 1200. All right. See you later.